Native American women, often revered as the backbone of their tribes, have navigated the complex intersections of leadership, tradition, and survival for centuries. In a world that often overlooks their stories, they have quietly wielded immense power, guided by an innate resilience passed down through generations. Their roles as leaders, healers, warriors, and keepers of cultural traditions have not only shaped their communities, but have also left indelible marks on the broader scope of American history. These women stood as the unyielding pillars of their people, embodying strength, wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to preserving their heritage. Fact 1. Leadership and governance. Imagine a world where political power is not determined by physical strength, but by wisdom, integrity, and the ability to nurture. This was the reality for many Native American women who held powerful positions within their tribes. Unlike the patriarchal systems that dominate much of history, many Native American cultures operated under matrilineal structures, where women's voices carried the weight of authority and governance. These societies understood that the strength of their community lay in the hands of their women, keepers of life, protectors of the earth, and defenders of justice. Take, for instance, the Iroquois Confederacy, a powerful alliance of 6 native nations that played a crucial role in the political landscape of early North America. The Iroquois women, particularly the clan mothers, held a significant sway in political matters. These women were more than just symbolic figures. They were the architects of leadership. When it came to choosing the chiefs, it was the clan mothers who decided. These women carefully selected leaders who could uphold the values and traditions of their people. They ensured that power did not corrupt, and if a chief faltered in his duties, it was the clan mothers who had the authority to depose him. Their judgment was seen as infallible, their leadership unquestionable. But it wasn't just in the Iroquois Confederacy that women held such power. Across various tribes, from the Cherokee to the Lakota, women were leaders who commanded respect and influenced the direction of their nations. This power wasn't handed to them. It was earned through centuries of wisdom and the ability to guide their people through both peace and conflict. These women were the custodians of balance, balancing the needs of their people with the demands of an ever-changing world. Fact 2. Warriors of courage. While often seen as the nurturers and caregivers, Native American women also stood as fierce warriors, defending their tribes and lands with unparalleled bravery. In times of conflict, these women were not relegated to the sidelines. They wielded weapons alongside the men, displaying a tenacity and courage that stunned their enemies. The stories of these warrior women have been passed down through generations, immortalizing their heroic deeds in the annals of history. One such figure is Buffalo Calf Road Woman of the Northern Cheyenne, a warrior who fought alongside her people during the Battle of the Rosebud in 1876. As the battle raged, she is credited with saving her brother. Chief comes in sight from certain death. Her courage didn't stop there. Later that year, she fought in the Battle of Little Bighorn, a confrontation that has become legendary in the annals of American history. Her bravery in the face of overwhelming odds was a source of inspiration for her people, and her legacy as a warrior has endured through the centuries. These women warriors weren't exceptions. They were a vital part of their community's defense. They stood guard over their homes, protecting their families from the encroaching forces of colonization. They were mothers and protectors, driven by the same fierce love for their people that guided their every decision. Their strength wasn't just physical. It was the strength of spirit, the unwavering belief in the righteousness of their cause, and the indomitable will to fight for the survival of their culture. Fact 3. Healers and keepers of knowledge. The spiritual and physical well-being of their tribes often rested in the hands of Native American women. These women were the healers, the ones who knew the ancient remedies passed down through generations. Their knowledge of medicinal plants, herbs, and healing techniques was invaluable, especially in a world where modern medicine was unavailable. They understood the rhythms of nature, the power of the earth to heal, and the importance of maintaining balance within the body and spirit. One of the most revered roles was that of the medicine woman, a figure who wielded incredible influence within her community. These women were more than just healers. They were spiritual guides, counselors, and protectors of sacred knowledge. The medicine women understood that healing was not just about treating physical ailments, but also about restoring harmony between the individual and the universe. Their practices were deeply intertwined with their spiritual beliefs, and they often performed ceremonies that called upon the spirits for guidance and healing. In times of illness, it was these women who were called upon to perform their sacred duties. They would prepare herbal remedies, administer care, and lead rituals to drive away sickness. Their knowledge was vast, covering everything from childbirth to battle wounds, and their wisdom was indispensable to the survival of their people. The medicine women were the embodiment of life and death, understanding that both were natural parts of existence and guiding their people through the cycles of both. Fact 4. Guardians of culture and tradition. Native American women were the guardians of culture, the ones who ensured that the stories, songs, and traditions of their people were passed down through the generations. These women understood that their culture was their strength, and they took it upon themselves to preserve it, even in the face of immense pressure to assimilate into European ways of life. In many tribes, the role of storyteller was a revered position, often held by women. These storytellers were responsible for preserving the oral histories of their people, passing down the legends and myths that defined their identity. Through their stories, they taught the younger generations about their ancestors, their values, and the sacredness of the land they inhabited. These stories were more than just entertainment. They were a vital part of the cultural fabric that held their tribes together. During times of forced relocation and assimilation, it was these women who kept the traditions alive. Even as the U.S. government sought to erase Native American culture through policies such as the Indian boarding schools, these women quietly resisted. They taught their children the old ways, passing on their language, customs, and beliefs. In the face of cultural genocide, Native American women stood as the final line of defense, ensuring that their heritage would not be forgotten. Fact 5. Resilience in the face of adversity. Perhaps the most defining characteristic of Native American women is their resilience. Throughout history, they have faced unimaginable challenges: displacement, violence, cultural erasure. Yet they have remained steadfast in their determination to survive and thrive. From the brutal forced relocations of the Trail of Tears to the violent suppression of their religious practices, these women endured hardships that would break most. Yet, through it all, they emerged stronger, their spirits unbroken. Their resilience is a testament to their love for their people and their unwavering belief in the justice of their cause. Native American women have carried the weight of their communities on their shoulders, guiding them through the darkest periods of their history. They have been the keepers of hope, the ones who have ensured that their people not only survive but also retain their identity and dignity. In conclusion, Native American women have played an irreplaceable role in shaping the history and culture of their people. Their strength, courage, wisdom, and resilience are not only inspiring, but also a powerful reminder of the enduring spirit of indigenous communities. Through their leadership, warrior spirit, healing abilities, cultural preservation, and resilience, these women have ensured that their legacy will continue to resonate for generations to come. In Native American societies, the systems of governance were intricately designed to ensure that women had a voice and played an active role in the leadership of their communities. Far from being sidelined, women were central figures in decision-making processes. This was a radical departure from the male-dominated governance structure seen in much of the Western world at the time. Women were consulted on matters of great importance, including political strategy, conflict resolution, and the preservation of cultural practices. Their influence was not merely symbolic. It was a powerful force that shaped the destinies of their tribes. One of the most celebrated figures to emerge from this tradition was Wilma Mankiller. As the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation, she shattered glass ceilings and paved the way for future generations of Native American women to assume leadership roles. Her tenure, spanning from 1985 to 1995, was marked by a fierce dedication to improving the lives of her people. She focused on strengthening the infrastructure of the Cherokee Nation, improving healthcare services, expanding educational opportunities, and ensuring access to adequate housing. Her efforts were not just about meeting immediate needs. She was laying the groundwork for the long-term prosperity and well-being of her people. Wilma Mankiller's rise to leadership was a testament to the respect Native American women commanded within their communities. Her story is one of perseverance, vision, and unrelenting commitment to justice. Despite facing numerous obstacles, both as a woman and as a leader of a marginalized community, Mankiller's leadership brought tangible progress and hope to the Cherokee Nation. She became a symbol of what Native American women could achieve when given the opportunity, inspiring future generations to follow in her footsteps. Her legacy is one of empowerment, serving as a reminder that Native American women have always been at the forefront of their people's struggles and triumphs. Fact 2. Warriors and protectors. The stereotype of Native American women being confined solely to domestic duties is not only inaccurate, but also diminishes the significant roles they played as warriors and protectors of their people. These women were far from passive observers of the events that shaped their tribes. Many actively participated in battles and protected their communities from external threats. Their courage, strength, and resilience were central to their people's survival during times of conflict. Buffalo Calf Road Woman of the Northern Cheyenne stands as a prime example of this warrior spirit. Her name is forever etched in history due to her heroic actions during two of the most significant battles in the Northern Plains, the Battle of the Rosebud and the Battle of the Little Bighorn. During the Battle of the Rosebud in 1876, Buffalo Calf Road Woman fearlessly rode into the thick of the fight to save her brother, Chief Comes in Sight, who had been wounded and was in danger of being captured by enemy forces. Her bravery not only saved his life, but also boosted the morale of her tribe, inspiring them to continue the fight with renewed vigor. These women understood that the survival of their people depended not only on physical defense, but also on the preservation of their culture and values. They saw their roles as protectors in a holistic sense, encompassing not just the defense of their land, but also the protection of their spiritual and cultural heritage. Through their efforts, they ensured that the stories, traditions, and wisdom of their ancestors were passed down to future generations, safeguarding the soul of their people. The stories of Native American women like Wilma Mankiller and Buffalo Calf Road Woman highlight the remarkable roles these women played in both governance and warfare. They were leaders, warriors, healers, and protectors, figures of immense strength and resilience who helped guide their people through some of the darkest periods in their history. Their contributions to their tribes and to American history are both significant and inspiring, serving as reminders of the powerful legacy of Native American women. In the face of adversity, Native American women have consistently risen to the challenge, using their strength, wisdom, and courage to protect their people and preserve their culture. Their legacy is a testament to their resilience and serves as an enduring inspiration for future generations. Through their leadership and governance, their bravery on the battlefield, and their unwavering commitment to their people, Native American women have left an indelible mark on history, one that continues to inspire and empower people to this day. Among the most revered Native American women warriors was Lozin, an Apache leader who has become legendary for her prowess in battle and her extraordinary abilities as a prophet. Lozin was not only a fierce warrior, standing side by side with her brother, the great Apache leader Victorio, but she was also believed to possess supernatural gifts that helped guide her people in times of great danger. Lozin's skills went beyond the physical realm. She was said to have the ability to foresee enemy movements, giving her people a critical advantage in battle. Her story is one of both divine intuition and fearless leadership, exemplifying the courage and strength of Native American women during periods of immense conflict. Lozin's role within her community was multifaceted, demonstrating the depth and diversity of the roles Native American women could hold. In battle, she was a fearsome opponent, known for her agility and precision. Alongside her brother, she fought tirelessly against the encroachment of U.S. forces on Apache land. But Lozin's contributions were not limited to her physical abilities. Her gift of prophecy was an invaluable asset to her people. According to Apache tradition, Lozin could detect the presence of enemy forces by stretching out her arms and using her spiritual connection to sense danger. Her foresight allowed the Apache to evade traps and ambushes, making her one of the most respected and powerful figures among her people. The dedication and valor Lozin displayed in the defense of her people are emblematic of the broader role Native American women played in times of conflict. They were more than just warriors. They were spiritual guides, healers, and protectors of their people's way of life. Lozin's legacy, much like that of Buffalo Calf Road Woman, highlights the often overlooked contributions of Native American women to their tribe's survival and success. Their roles were as critical as any man's, and their strength was derived not just from their physical abilities, but from a profound connection to their culture, their land, and their people. Fact 3. Keepers of knowledge and tradition beyond the battlefield. Native American women have long held the crucial role of preserving and transmitting the cultural heritage of their tribes. As the custodians of knowledge and tradition, they ensured that the wisdom of their ancestors was passed down to future generations, maintaining the spiritual and cultural practices that defined their people. In a world where oral traditions were the primary means of communication, Native American women were the storytellers, educators, and keepers of the flame, ensuring that their people's history and beliefs remained intact even in the face of outside threats. In many Native American societies, the responsibility of educating the next generation fell to the women. They were the first teachers, passing on not only practical knowledge, but also the values and spiritual beliefs that would guide their children throughout their lives. Native American women were instrumental in teaching the languages, rituals, and customs that were at the heart of their tribe's identities. They took this role with immense seriousness, understanding that the survival of their culture depended on their ability to pass it on to their children. The Hopi tribe, for example, offers a striking illustration of the central role women played in maintaining cultural traditions. The Hopi are known for their intricate and deeply spiritual ceremonies, many of which revolve around the sacred Kachina dances. These dances are not merely performances, but are considered essential to the spiritual health of the community. The women of the Hopi tribe are central to these ceremonies, playing critical roles in both the preparation and execution of these sacred rites. They create the Kachina dolls, which are not just toys, but are revered as spiritual tools that connect the Hopi people to their ancestral spirits. The dolls are carefully crafted and then used in religious ceremonies, passing on the spiritual lessons of the Hopi from one generation to the next. In addition to their role in spiritual ceremonies, Hopi women are also responsible for the careful preservation of agricultural knowledge, which is another cornerstone of their culture. As a traditionally agricultural people, the Hopi relied on their intimate knowledge of the land and the cycles of nature to sustain their community. Women played a central role in this process, passing on the techniques for growing the crops that their people depended on. This knowledge was not just practical, but was deeply intertwined with their spiritual beliefs, as the Hopi saw the land as a sacred gift from their gods, to be cared for and respected. The role of Native American women as keepers of knowledge extended far beyond the Hopi. Across tribes, women were the ones who ensured that the traditions, languages, and customs of their people were not lost. In a time when colonization and forced assimilation threatened to erase Native American cultures, it was often the women who stood at the front lines of cultural preservation. They resisted the imposition of foreign ways of life, teaching their children their languages in secret, keeping their ceremonies alive even when it was dangerous to do so, and passing on the stories that held the wisdom of their ancestors. Their commitment to preserving their culture was an act of defiance against the forces that sought to destroy it. Through their efforts, they ensured that the knowledge of their people would not be erased, even in the face of immense pressure from the outside world. Their resilience in the face of cultural genocide is a testament to their strength and dedication, as well as their deep love for their people and their way of life. The importance of Native American women as educators and cultural preservers cannot be overstated. In times of upheaval and change, they were the ones who held the fabric of their communities together, ensuring that the spiritual, cultural, and practical knowledge of their people was passed on to future generations. Their role as keepers of knowledge was not just a responsibility, but a sacred duty, one that they carried out with pride and reverence. As Native American societies continue to rebuild and revitalize their cultures, the legacy of these women remains at the heart of this process. They are a living testament to the resilience of Native American people, their stories serving as a bridge between the past and the future. Native American women, as the keepers of their culture, remain a powerful force in ensuring that their people's traditions, languages, and ways of life endure for generations to come.